Alright guys, well, rope, here we go. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to create, actually let's go to file and new scene, there we go. Let's go to create, we're going to go to curve tool, CV curve tool, jump to the top, and let's try something like this. Nothing fancy, right? Okay, so now that we have that, we need to create our first initial piece of rope. So we're going to take a polygon cylinder. We'll hit Control A to open up the attribute editor. We're going to go in. We're going to set the caps to 0. Then we're going to go in here. We're going to hit E to rotate and hold down J. And come on, hold down J and flip it in sections of 15%. We're going to pull it back. Right click on the face. And I got soft select on, so delete that. There we go. We're going to go in here. We're going to go to modify and center pivot, and then we're going to move that forward to basically where we're at with the start of our curve there. I'm going to hit E to rotate this guy and flip it backward. Flip it backward like so. There you go. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale that down quite a bit. That should be about right. Then we're going to go back in, select the face, shift select this guy, Control E to extrude. Don't worry about that. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to add subdivision like this. Let's do 25, which should be fine. Right. So we have that. We're going to go in object mode and we're going to go to edit, delete by type history, and then modify freeze transformation. So now we can go into our outliner, take that curve, delete it, and not mess up our model. All right, we're then going to go back in. We're going to go to face, delete that one because we don't need that, and then we're going to go in and take this. We're going to hit E to rotate, hold down J and flip it up like so, and then hit W, hold on X and snap it to the grid. Okay, so that's our first little section. Now we do need to manipulate this guy a little bit. So I'm going to go and right click and select vertex. Then we're going to hit B for soft select. Hold down B and left click and drag to make that impacted area quite large, right? And then we're going to hit R and we're going to start to push this together like so. Maybe something like that, right? Then we're going to go to vertex. Let's drag select the bottom vertices and kind of push that together some more. Reason being that we want it to look a little bit stylized. It shouldn't look like perfectly rounded cylinders. It should look more like, I don't know, stylized, right? So there you go. We'll do a little bit here until we're happy. And that's what it's all about, right? There you go. So let's say that that's good. All right, now you're going to have some gravity at the top of your rope there, so it needs to be a bit flattened. So we're going to go in here, vertex, and we're going to kind of push it out in this direction and kind of squish it in this direction. There you go. And now that we have that starting point, what we're going to do is hit B to turn off soft select. We're going to Control D to duplicate. E to rotate, and because our pivot is down there, we can easily do something like this. Then we're going to hit W, we're going to move this down a bit, and that looks okay. And then we're going to hit Control D again, we'll hit E to rotate again, and move it in this direction. And this time we're going to hit W and move it up a little bit. Like that, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to hit R to scale, right click on the vertex, drag select, hit B for soft select again, and let's kind of bring that in a bit. Okay, and we might need to do the same here a little bit. So hit B again. Make sure we got selection going on. Hit B. W to bring it down just a little bit. And in the bottom there, I want to bring it in a bit as well. So I'm going to right click, go to vertex again, select this piece, hit R and kind of bring that in. All right. So now that we have that, let's see if this works for our top section. And I think it does, right? Potentially a bit flat for rope. So what we'll do here is we'll go to mesh and combine, and then I'm going to go to vertex, direct select this top section here, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of round that out just a bit. Yeah, that's better. All right. So now we have that, we're going to go and look at our next section, which is basically the toruses, if that's the multiple of torus, I have no idea. So we're going to bring that in. It's going to be quite high up, somewhere around here, maybe a little bit lower, like so. It's way too thick, of course, so we're going to go into the attribute editor. We're going to set that to 0.3, maybe even 0.25. Probably 0.25, I would say, yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to, nope, it's going to be 0.3. 0.3, okay. We're going to take this guy, we're going to hit R, we're going to kind of scale it out a little bit. Hit E, slightly, very, very slightly tilt it. And let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to hit R, we're going to push this in quite a bit. This is supposed to be rope, right? Okay, like that. So that's a good starting point. I'm looking whether it's high up enough, and I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm just going to bring this down. This is now one object, so I'm going to right click at a vertex, drag like this, and I'm going to push this in. Because again, it's rope, right? So we're going to take this, we're going to hit W, so I can go higher up, which is kind of what we want, right? Okay, so we have this. And let's see, I'm going to go into the front here. I'm going to go into vertex. Select that area, right? And there's some gravity going on here. So I'm going to hit W, kind of push that down. However, the impacted area is a bit much. Droop that a little. Lift that a little. And then in the front here, hit R and also kind of elongate that. There you go. So that's one, looking okay. So we're going to go in here and we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Hit W, we're going to move that down. Hit Shift D, Shift D. And we are going to tweak them a little bit. We don't want them to look identical. One is being a bit more pinched than the others, and so forth and so on, right? So let's hit W, bring that back in. This guy we're going to tilt back a little bit. This will tilt forward a little bit. Just so it looks a bit more natural, right? So we have that. Let's see whether we need to trim down anything here. I would say so. So we're going to go and take these guys. Let's go to mesh and combine. I'll hit H for now. We're going to go in here to face and turn off B. And I'm going to do a selection here. Hit 4 for wireframe mode and hit Shift period to increase that selection. Delete that. We'll do the same at this end. Shift period. Delete. Let's go to display. Okay guys, well it's time for a little sponsor break here, and with that I can make any of these videos for you guys, so show them some love, right? And you actually might love this one. So if you need 3D models for a lifelike visualization that you're working on, you might want to check out Render People. They offer 3D posed, 3D rigged, and even 3D animated people models, right? And they have over 3,000 products right now. They cover models suitable for business, shopping, sports, swimwear, evening wear, outdoor, and even specialty models like doctors, workers, and whatnot, right? So they're high resolution, 8K maps, clean UVs, clean meshes, ready to go in 3ds Max, Maya, Cinema 4D, SketchUp, Unreal Engine 4, Unity, Blender, and Rhino. Now, if you guys use the link below, you'll not only help out my channel at no extra cost to you, but you'll also get free models, totally free models that are posed, rigged, and animated. And show all. Might need to do a little bit more here. That should be fine. That shouldn't bother us. Alright, so while we're at it, we're going to take the whole thing here, go to Mesh and Combine, and then I'm going to hit R to scale this, hold down B, so we're going to do a selection here, B for soft select, make sure we got everything selected, and kind of squish it in like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we're going to work on the loops in the bottom there, right? Now for that, we're going to go to Create. We're going to take a new curve, CV Curve Tool. Let's have a look from this area right here. And we're going to start, I would say, somewhere in here and try to hold that flow. And kind of think about how long you want that to be. I think that looks fine. Alright, then we're going to go in here and we're going to take this, we're going to hit H to hide that, we'll take a new cylinder, Control A to open up the attribute editor, set caps to 0, we're going to right click at a face, drag select these faces, turn off B, delete that, we're going to take this guy, and actually do that in object mode. We're going to go to modify and center pivot, edit delete by type history, then hit E to rotate this around, flip it, we're going to hit R to scale it down, and now we need to be careful because we need to be pretty close to the rope thickness that we already have, and it will probably be okay, but don't make it way off, right? So we got this, we're going to select this guy, shift select this guy, Control E to extrude, and let's set the divisions to 25 again. There we go. And let's just go to display and show all. As you can see, we're way off, right? And that's exactly what I was afraid of. So let's go back a little bit. Let's take this guy and make sure we just have this guy and nothing else. Let's try that again, right? So face, this guy, Control E, 25 subdivisions, and go to display and show all. That's a lot closer, but now I kind of have got my bearing here, so I know what to do, right? Okay, so we're going to go here, we're going to select this guy. This should be it, guys. Select, Control E, 25 and subdivision. And let's go to display and show all. There you go. And that's the one that's going to work for us, right? So we don't need those faces on top. Let's see if I can get to them. So we've got one here. And then the other one I can't reach, so that's fine. We'll just hit 4 for wireframe mode. So I can go in here, select it and delete it. And there you have it. Hit 5 to go back. And now we can tweak this guy as well a little bit, right? So we're going to go in here, vertex mode. Let's drag select, hit B again. We're going to hit W, we'll kind of pull it down. We're going to kind of pull it in like so. I would say, yeah, it's looking good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select this bottom section here and kind of flatten that out a little bit. Like that. And I would say that's pretty good. Then we're going to go up here into vertex mode. Kind of do the opposite, bring that in just a little. So we got that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, so we're going to turn B off. We're going to hit Control and D to duplicate. We'll hit E to rotate. Let's bring that out. And we need to bring it out in a way that it makes sense, right? So we're going to hit W, bring it in like this. I mean, there's gravity, right? So we can't have it look weird. I'm just going to pull that up a little bit. And the only way this rope would be pushed sideways is because it's bumping into the other section of rope. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense, right? So we're going to hit Control D again. Let's move that out here. Hit E and kind of rotate that again. Right? We're going to W, we're going to kind of push it back in like so. And maybe just slightly raise that up. And this guy needs to be moved back a little bit. And then just slightly rotate. Okay. Now it's not bad with the exception of this whole section here in the front. It's too thin. So we're going to go to mesh and combine. Then we're going to right click, go to vertex. We're going to hit 4 for wireframe mode. Let's drag select this. However, we're going to hit B and make the impact area quite large. And then we're just going to give it a lot more body, right? So that looks a lot better, right? Okay, so now we have that. Let's see, we're gonna have something to hold that up so it doesn't look so weird. So we're gonna hit R to scale this up a little bit. We're gonna push that in. We're gonna bring it in here. Alright, let's hit R, let's bring that back a little bit, and I think that's fine. Then we're going to go in here to insert Edgeloop, option box, multiple, set it to 2, so we can set in 2 here. I'm going to hit R to scale that out to the end like this, so I can go back in. Right click, select 1 and select 2. Control E to extrude, W to push out. Let me get the right control here. And there you go. And then we can go in here and take a simple polygon plane. E to rotate, hold on J, flip it up, hit W, push it back. All right. So now that we have that, you can go for this and say it's a, I'm just going to go in here to mesh and combine. You can call it quits here. However, just to add a little bit more realism, what I would do is have one separate strand of rope kind of coming down here and pushing through if you like. You don't have to, but you could, right? But we're going to call this done. I'm just going to move it to the side a little bit. And that's how you do something like that, right? So most of it is kind of tweaking and playing with the settings until you're satisfied. So it's kind of a creative approach, I would say. But yeah, that's what you can do, right? So hopefully you enjoyed this little video here. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to clean this up while we're shutting down. So I'm going to select all of this, go to edit, delete by type in history. So I can go in there and get rid of that curve, and there you go. And yeah, there you go. There is our rope. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, please let me know. And thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Bye. Well, thanks for watching. And before you go, please hit that MH button to subscribe, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.